Hi, my name is Raquel, and I'm going to do a video over chapter 16, the summary of Isaiah. I guess you could say personal relationship with God and knowing who He is, similar to Moses. And he just, he feels himself as an unclean person living in an unclean world, of all the people. But he knows who God is. He is in relation with God, so he is not like the Israelites that have, overlooked God's ability and overlooked His law and overlooked the things He has done. So Isaiah is not like, the Israelites. And I'm gonna highlight it. They proclaimed the holiness of God in the form of the influence traditions of both Judaism and Christianity. God is often called the Holy One of Israel in all sections of Isaiah. So Isaiah knows who God is. He is the Yahweh. He is Almighty, and he feels that he has unclean lips, unclean people, and is living in this unclean world, but he's not like. So Isaiah begins to prophesy about what the Lord has coming. So he tries to give Isaiah a sign that the king, the Lord has something coming. And in a verse, one of my favorite verses is the verse of Isaiah 7, chapter 7, verses 10 to 16, where Isaiah prophesies about a young woman giving birth. And it says in the book that a lot of people battle with that text, Jewish and Christian people battle with that text, trying to get the understanding of virgin and everything. But I've always understood from reading Isaiah that Isaiah is for telling the story of Jesus, basically, how who he is, how he's coming. And so when I read that, it says the young woman is the child shall bear a son and shall name him Emmanuel, God with us. So, reading the New Testament and reflecting back on the Old Testament, you can kind of connect the dots and see that that's Jesus. Isaiah is trying to tell people that God is going to send someone very important to bring hope into this world, to bring light, that would give birth to a son. And said that it was a certain king in Psalms 46:7. But then Isaiah reassures Isaiah that the David line will survive. Like Jesus is in the genealogy and is in the birth line of David. So, and that's what Isaiah is telling Isaiah, that this son is coming from the David line that God promised David. Yeah. He prophesies to David that he will honor his promise. And that promise comes from Jesus that God had promised David. The third oracle would be, in my point of view, would be the identifying of who the king would be. And the king comes from a woman, a virgin birth. That's one. And that he is hope. That hope that is to come will come from a woman who is a virgin. And that hope child is king. And he's not just king. Isaiah gives him says a lot of the name. It says, unto us a child is born, the child is given hyperbole names: Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. So the people then didn't know who that was, but moving forward, we know who that is now. So Isaiah is prophesying to the Israelites that the hope that's coming from a virgin woman is going to be Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. All those things. It's not saying that it's the messianic it's not saying that it's Jesus, or it's not saying that it's Christ, but that is who is to come from the promise of David. Isaiah speaks on, the bad, how God is upset, extremely upset, angry at the people, and that they're not listening, they're not, showing respect, and they're not, being the people that he brought out of, bondage, that he brought out of slavery, and they're just all over the place. And then Isaiah with his sons, and one of his sons' name is Shabanet, the remnant, until the remnant returns. Yeah, a remnant shall return. That was one of his sons' names. That means something in itself, like, what's the return? Why would Isaiah name his son that? But that has meaning too. That not his son, but through Isaiah's prophecy that his sons, like they said, like Hosanna went out bearing his father's message. So his sons are giving the message that Isaiah is giving, so trying to get the word out. But it talks about the bad, but then it's not all bad, because there's hope. There's a promise that still needs to be fulfilled. And that's what Isaiah is writing about, the promise that God has. But it takes still, for Jerusalem to be taken over. It takes for the women to go through, terrible things. It takes for cities to be destroyed. Still for the people to understand, even though they still don't. But it takes a lot of ungood things to happen for the people to realize that hope is coming, and that hope will come, and hope is still here. So I think Isaiah is a very, very complex, like he said, because I had to read this like 3 times, and I'm still trying to understand. But it's a very important book.